Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today's topic is kinds of diseases. So we'll see in Quran it's mentioned Surah Al-Baqarah ayah number 10, that is Surah number 2 ayah number 10. في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا. In their heart is a disease of doubt and hypocrisy, and Allah has increased their disease. So here we see how many types of diseases are there. Basically, there are two types of disease that attack the heart. One is doubt, and the other is error. And the second, like doubt, or first is doubt, error, and the second is lust and desire. And both are mentioned in the Quran, and we have seen في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned surah number 74 and ayah number 31. And that those in whose heart is a disease of hypocrisy. And the disbelievers may say what Allah intends by His curious example. وَلَا يَقُولُ الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِم مَرَضٌ وَالْكَافِرُونَ مَاذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهَ بِهَذَا مَثَلًا. So here hypocrites, they disbelieve and they say what is the intention of giving an example, because they don't have that belief, so they think that way. And here surah number 24 and ayah number 48 to 50, and where they are called to Allah, His words, the Quran, and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to judge between them, a party of them refuse to come and turns away. But if the truth is on their side, they come to Him willingly and submission. Means if the truth is on their side, they come willingly and they submit. Is there a disease in their hearts, or do they doubt or fear lest Allah and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam should wrong them in judgment? Nay, it is they themselves who are zalimun, polytheists, hypocrites, and wrongdoers. So here, وَإِذَا دَعَوْا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ لِيَحْكُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ إِذَا فَرِيقٌ مِّنْهُمْ مُعْرِضُونَ. Among them as a group, they are muridun, they turn away. وَإِنْ يَكُنْ لَهُمُ الْحَقَّ يَأْتُوا إِلَيْهِ مُذْعِنِينَ. And a party of them refuse to come and turn away if the truth is in their sight. But أَفِي قُلُوبِهِم مَرَضٌ أَمْ ارْتَابُوا أَمْ يَخَافُونَ أَنْ يَخِيفَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ وَرَسُولُهُ بَلْ أُولَئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. So here in this ayah, if the truth is on their side, they come to willingly and they submit. But if there is a disease in their heart, or do they doubt or fear lest Allah and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam should wrong them in the judgment. So it is them who are zalimin. They are polytheists, hypocrites, and wrongdoers. So this is a disease of doubt and error. Allah also says about the desire and lust, like adultery in the case. Here we see Surah number 33 and ayah number 32. O wives of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you are not like any other woman. If you keep your duty to Allah and be not soft in speech, lest in whose heart is a disease of hypocrisy or evil desire for adultery should be moved with the desire. So, Ya Nisa Nabiye, here a mention about the Ummahatil Mu'mineen, and you are like not like any other woman. They are the wives of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so their status is different. So if you keep your duty to Allah, so here keep your duty to Allah, then be not soft in speech until because be not soft in speech means to the non-mahram, because they have disease in their heart, and because of that disease, hypocrisy or evil desires for the adultery should be moved with the desire. This is mentioned in the 32 ayah. And here physical disease that attacks the body, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says There is no restriction on the blind, nor any restriction on the lame, nor any restriction on the sick. This is mentioned in Surah number 24 and ayah number 61. So these verses refers to the ailment that might attack a person while performing the Hajj, while fasting or making ablution. They contain tremendous secrets and wisdom, indicating the greatness and divine wisdom of the Quran and the sufficiency for those who have sound understanding and comprehension. The science of medicine consists of three basic rules. Okay, preserving good health, avoiding what might cause harm, establishing immunity, and ridding the body of harmful substance. Allah has mentioned these three basic principles in connection with the performance of Hajj, fasting, and ablution that we mentioned above. And again in Surah number 2 and ayah number 184, we see, but if any of you is ill or on a journey, the same number should be made up from the other days. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. So Allah has allowed the sick to break their fast because of their illness. Allah has also permitted the traveler to break their fast in order to protect and preserve their health and strength while traveling. Traveling uses tremendous physical effort, isn't it? That requires nourishment to sustain the body energy. So this is why the traveler is given the exemption from fasting, so his body can supply the required nourishment. And further, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, same Surah number 2 and ayah number 196, and whosoever of you is ill or has an ailment in his scalp, necessitatingly shaving, he must pay a fidya. Fidya is ransom of either observing Sawm, fast 3 days, or giving sadaqah, that is charity, feeding 6 poor people. Here, no. First, ransom of either first is fidya, ransom of either giving observing Sawm, second thing 3 days, or giving sadaqah, charity is feeding 6 poor person, or offering sacrifice 1 sheep. So these are the things mentioned here in ayah number 196. So here Allah has allowed the sick and those who are suffering from lice or sensitive scalp. You went to Hajj and you have that ailment and you are going through that. So which is normally prohibited while wearing ihram. But here your scalp is sensitive to shave their head, which is normally prohibited while wearing ihram. Shaving the head and exposing the scalp in this cases removes the harmful substance and thus allows the sick person to get rid of whatever caused his illness and to recover from the condition that was aggravated because of their hair. So this is an example of ridding the body of harmful substances which had a higher priority. So the exemption, then the general rule, no shaving of the head while in the state of ihram. There are 10 things that might cause harm to the body when congested, unless the body eliminate them. Blood when it is irritated, or excessive sperm, urine, excrement, air, vomit, the need to sneeze, sleep, hunger, and thirst. But any of these 10 things are not properly dealt with or satisfied, as in the case of sleep, they will cause a particular type of illness. So when Allah permitted shaving the head to remove harmful substances on the scalp, his statement inspired his slaves to use the same practice in removing harmful substances caused by other ailments. And for observing a certain precautionary measure, diet or other types of abstention, Allah said in Surah number 4 and ayah number 43, if you are ill or on a journey, or one of you corners after answering the call of nature, you have been in contact with women, like having sexual relationship, and you find no water. After having this, they have no water. Perform tayammum with clean earth and rub there with your faces and hands. And how you have to do the tayammum? just rubbing your face and the hands. It's not like, just rubbing all the way, just face and hands. So here, وَإِن كُنتُم مرضى أو على سفر أو جاء أحد منكم من غائط أو لامستم. So here غائط is when you use washroom and you don't have water, and lamastum and having contact, husband-wife relationship, and nisa falam tajidu ma'an, and you don't find water ma'an. Then fatayammamu sayidan tayyiba. Then do the tayammum with sayidan tayyiba, that is with clean earth, and you rub with your face and hand. So Allah has allowed the sick person to use clean earth instead of water to perform his ablution for prayer. He spare his body from the, all kind of, even though water is allowed normally, but because of this, it is exempted. And when you are sick or on journey, those are the things it's allowed. And here we have seen that, all the different things during the Hajj also, how it is if you have the ailment, then what the three things you have to do. And also we have seen if you are fasting and you are ill or on the journey, فَيَأَيَّامًا أُخَرَ, later on you can do it, or you can give the ransom fidya. And here, remedy for physical illness are divided again into the two category. These were the things we were discussing about, how the spiritual things like, maradun, disease, and we discussed two, like in the next part we'll discuss the detail about it. In this chapter we discuss about the disease, that those are two types, that is doubt, raib, and the second one is lust and desire. And raib is such kind of doubt, you make yourself restless, and because of the doubt you are not doing it. And lust and desire is like you think and what your nafs wants to, and you do that. So these are the two things, and we have seen different kind of way how it has been dealt with. But Allah has given excuse, even though you're fasting, you're married, you're sick, you're on journey, how you can manage, and even though you're blind, how the things can be. And even a blind person can have food with you, but when doing the rituals of the Hajj and Umrah, how they can dealt with, somebody has to guide them, somebody has to help them. And not only that, we have seen during the Hajj time, if somebody has the ailment in their head or in their skull, and they have the exemption doing those four things that I mentioned before. And in that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly mention fidya, ransom, or observing som, fast for 3 days, or giving sadaqah, charity, or feeding 6 poor persons, or offering a sacrifice, 1 sheep. That is for the Hajj, when they are exempted because of the ailment in their head. And later on we have seen the ayah about tayammum. If they are ill or on a journey, still they can do tayammum. In the next chapter we're going to discuss physical illness, how it is divided again into two categories. Jazakallah khairan kaseer.